Heyo everybody, Haku here with this week's Boku no Hero Academia read-through, and I think that the way that we're going to do this is we're going to read 4 or 5 chapters this week and then catch up next week, is the way it should be going, but we'll see how long it takes to read these chapters. So right before this, I literally got out of the shower and then recorded my reviews for Attack on Titan and Boku no Hero Academia's anime. And I didn't wear a hat during that, and man, my hair was just annoying the shit out of me because it was all puffing out because I just got out of the shower. So, yeah, wearing the hat for this, definitely. I don't want it all on my face while I'm trying to read, you know. Yeah, we're going to shoot for 131, 132, 133, and 134. But if I can, I'll also try to get to 135 and the 135.5 bonus thing. So then next week we can do 136, 137, 138, and next week is when 139 will come out. So then we'll do those 4 and we'll be caught up. And then we'll start doing it on Thursdays when it comes out. That's when it comes out, I believe. On Thursdays when it comes out, I'll do it week to week. But the way I'm going to do it is that I'll do it how, if you guys watch my 12 Beast videos, I'll do it that way, where I'm going to do my live reaction and read it. And then I'll probably just go through it another time and give, I'll read through it, and then I'll skim through it a second time and give my thoughts on it page by page or whatever. So it'll be like a live reaction and review combined instead of doing separate live reaction and review videos. And I've thought about doing that for other series as well, like One Piece. So we'll see how it goes. I might start doing that with One Piece at some point, or if you guys really want a separate review, I'll start doing a separate review in addition to that. But it's one of those series where I think I can do that. Like with 12 Beast, I think I can read it and then give thoughts on it, and that's good for the week, and then we'll discuss stuff from the comments in the Haku&A, of course, so we'll still have discussion there. Yeah, it's not like something like Tower of God where I absolutely need the second review because there's no way I'd be able to cover everything in one video. So yeah, that's just the plans. Telling you about that before I get into reading. So yeah, let's move into 131 to start off with, and we have the jump cover actually has Izuku on it. Hold on, let me take a look at this. Izuku and All Might. Man, this series is so good though. Just since we're catching up, I would like to say that this is already up there. It's in my top 3 with One Piece and Tower of God as favorite comics in general. It's so good. Especially, I think the character design and artwork is great, and the universe itself, all 3 of those things really are what draw me to this. Before I continue onward, though, let's grab some water. It seems as though this number 131 Opposing Fate, this color spread, we got Ida, Uraraka, Izuku, Bakugo, Asui, and Todoroki look like they've been beaten and battle-scarred a little bit. It does make me wonder, though, why my boy Kirishima and my girl Kyoka not up here. They're higher in the popularity than some of these characters. But either way, even if you're beaten bloody, continue walking forward. Either way, it's a great color spread. But moving along. It hit me like a hammer. He wanted to ask, but he didn't want the answer. All Might is gonna die. All Might will die, he says. Even up till now I had this hunch. It was sort of this vague feeling. I know everyone dies eventually, but to have it thrust upon me so bluntly by All Might himself. Die. The reality of it keeps coming back. I reported to Night Eye that I met you and decided to transfer my power to you. However, he was against it. This only resulted in widening the divide between us. A quirkless middle schooler? What were you thinking? He isn't cut out to be the symbol of peace, we see a flashback. He has always wanted to become someone who saves people. Just willpower doesn't make him ready. There are any number of people better suited for it. Of course, there are many others, but a quirkless middle schooler is plenty suitable. He scoffed, said it was absurd, said he'd find a candidate who was truly suitable, so he began to raise young Tagata Mirio. Wait, more importantly, wait, All Might. When did Night Eyes foresee this? Can that premonition be changed? He said it'd happen 6 or 7 years from then, though the further in the future the greater the chance of error in the actual timing. But he says that the scenes he's viewed from his premonitions have never changed. 6 or 7. Then that's this or next year, right? There's no way you're lying. Why, All Might know you have to live on. Do you remember, at the sports festival, the promise? I made a promise. I haven't fulfilled that promise, so until it's complete you have to live. For you are here. I want you to tell the world. Live on and see it, All Might. The moment when I say, for I am here. Young Midoriya, when I heard the premonition, I took it strangely easily. I thought if I could see the end, I'll keep going full speed till then. Why, at Kamino, when I fought against All for One, I thought, this is the end. But you were there. You, all those days, you, a quirkless and timid person, you answered my call. Those days whispered to me, you have to live. Then your mother told me, live and protect and raise him. So I'm gonna struggle even harder. You changed me. I will live. Things like fate. I'll use this hand to bend him to my will, and he tries to go into his All Might form. That is the distinction, All for One. However, after it, and of course he thinks back to when he told All for One that Shigaraki won't kill him. However, after endless circling, this is the conclusion we've arrived at. In the end, it's just as Night Eye said, and now I'm too ashamed to meet him. You were pushing forward with all your might, and I didn't want to be your shackles. It's possible that this is already after that fate has been bent. We still don't know if that premonition has been changed or not. No, All Might, without fail, if anything happens to you, together we'll both bend fate. And that's a really nice panel. I'll try not to cause you too much trouble. Ah, wait. We should have Night Eye use his foresight again. Go make up with him, and he can tell you if your future has changed. That's probably a little too optimistic. This is a matter of life and death. I'll go and talk to him for you. Wait, my boy. Just think about Night Eye's feelings. Around the time All Might was telling me his secret, the scope of it all got wider and wider, little by little, and we see a bunch of giant villains fighting. It's a brawl between rival villain gangs. We've got 2 gigantification perps. And we see cops calling it in. The fight is currently wreaking havoc on Espa Street. Call emergency hero backup. Fully charged. Output 30. Spiral wave. And then we see a hero going in for attack. Hold on, that hair, is that the girl from that class? It looks like it. What the? Hey, you two. Why are you fighting like that? Because you got the same quirk? Weirdos. Okay, girls. One of UA's big 3 seniors, Hado Nejire. Her name means wave spiral. Yeah, I can tell from that hair she has going on. Now, super move. What the? Fafrost Sky's Meteor? And we see I love the script they use. Froppy and Uravity. Okay, so they're together now. That went great, girls. Totally went like awesome. Were you nervous? Oopsie does it, and she lands. We were able to do just like you told us. Ribbit, I'm surprised how calmly I did it too. As might be expected from heroes Nejire would bring along, the 2 of you have great aptitude. And Nejire, you've improved your timing when you go for the knockout. Hero Billboard chart number 9, Dragoon Hero Ryukyu. She's cute. She reminds me of another character for something. I think maybe a male character. Oh, it's her hair. Her hair looks like, who is it? I think, is Toya his name? The ice guy from Yu Yu Hakusho? It might be him. It's either him or somebody else. I mean, I guess it also kind of reminds me of, what's the one, the bug chick? The bug chick from Overlord? Is that the name of it? The bug chick from Overlord, her hair kind of reminds me of that, but I think it even more reminds me, I think what I'm thinking of is, whatever the ice guy, whatever his name was from Yu Yu Hakusho, I think it was Toya. So, yeah, it's interesting. We haven't met her yet. Thank you so much for enlisting us, they say, bowing. Yes, no trouble. Ah, Ryukyu, did you know? The heroes that there's a long block of text. The heroes they were with for the workplace experiences were no good. Freshmen need, places with, awesome track records for interns. Wait, have I told you this before? They may be students, but now that they've come as interns, they've added to our fighting strength considerably. In fact, we might just be able to use you two for a certain job. A certain job, says Uraraka. It's all my former sidekicks. We see, Nejire Chain. Oh, Nejire Chain. Sun Eater, Red Riot. Team Up Request. Lemillion Deku. I just noticed the million across his chest. Lemillion Deku Sernadai. Okay, so Kirishima's with Sun Eater. I love Kirishima getting a main part in something again. But, more than me liking him getting a main part, I'm like, is it because of his popularity that he's getting moved up to these main parts? I like this. And he's with Sun Eater, which is odd. I figured he would have gone with, what was the name of the hero that he said he wanted to be like? I figured he would have went with him, but maybe he couldn't, or maybe that hero's retired or something. Sun Eater looks pretty cool, though. So it's going to be that grouping. Okay, just taking it all in. Drink it in, man. It's a big job to investigate or trap the villain gang known as the Eightfold Cleansers. They might be forming a partnership with the Villain Alliance. Two forces of evil, while they cross fates, and we see Shigaraki and Chisaki. Only thing, though, is poor Shigaraki. The Villain Alliance is just, these poor guys get their asses kicked so much. Also, if I'm not too surprised or emotional about the old All Might dying thing, it's because I think we've all kind of figured that from the beginning, or at least I thought we had all figured it from the beginning, that once he gives his power to Izuku, he's just going to start fading until he dies, kind of. Well, that, and he's a mentor character. Mentor characters, they always die. I have read very, 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 very few series where mentor characters don't die. The mentor, the childhood friend, those two in particular, the mentor and childhood friend, they always die. Every time. They do not survive. So now I think I'm going to grab some water actually before we go on to 132. And that's cool. Looks like the volume artwork, and it's the same costumes we saw from the, what was it? The character poll. Now we have a new jump cover with what was his name? Sun Eater and Red Riot, Kirishima. Both my fist and my heart, they'll never break. That's a really cool cover, actually. In the basement of where the Eightfold Cleansers reside. Can't say much for the decor. Are these the beginnings of a very dark acquaintance? And I like the symbol in the background they have. Their little flag is not very secretive. They have a flag on the wall with their name. I'm not partial to messy layouts, says Chisaki. Chisaki does seem to be quite the clean freak. You made me walk circles around the basement floor for half an hour. I felt like a damn ant. How the hell do they make places for Yakuzas? We can never be sure who's watching from where, or what a guest might be thinking. There are a fair few routes leading from the basement floor that are connected to each other, and this reception room is a hidden room on this floor. The fact that we're still alive and kicking is thanks to these here cramped quarters, says the little dude sitting on the couch arm. Also, about the phone call the other day, what's the big idea? You'll side with us conditional on the terms? Don't take it in such a self-serving way, says Shigaraki, putting his feet up. You want the power of our name, and we want to expand our influence. This is just a confluence of interest. Think they might meet a conflict? Put down your foot. You're tracking dirt, says Chisaki. Want to try that again, O Capo? How about a nice, could you please put down your foot? 'Cause in this situation, you ought to be bowing your head. First of all, we're not going to be under you. We'll be doing as we please. Let's split it even. We're going to join hands, as it were, then I'm willing to cooperate. Is that your condition? There's one more. This plan you've been talking about. Let me in on the details. It's not an unreasonable demand. I want to see for myself whether there's any merit in lending our name to you. Although, he says, sliding his hand into his coat, don't get cocky, says. This one other dude puts the gun to the back of his head, and the little dude just grows this big muscular arm to grab him with. You've been carrying yourself mighty free there, pal. Advisor of the Eightfold Cleanser's Chronostasis. So, seems like maybe a time power user? Just who do you think you are, punk? Chief of the Eightfold Cleanser's HQ, Mimic. Okay, with a name like Mimic and the ability to grow an arm out of his chest or whatever, seems like he's maybe a shapeshifter type. Right back at you. The life of one of you disposable fodder meat shields of some small-time mobster, and the life of our tranny were not of equal value. Not to mention one of my arms. If we don't make some compromises here or there, we can't talk mutual rewards. Chrono, Mimic, settle down, says Chisaki. He came to us proactively to see what we're all about. Let's listen to everything he's got to say. He was in the middle of talking. And then he pulls out the vial of blood. It's got to have something to do with whatever this is. And it looks like it's the vial of Izuku's blood, but maybe it isn't. Oh no, I'm an idiot. It's the dart that hit Compress that stopped him from using his quirk. Shops on the left, Yakitori, Ikeda Bicycles, Karaoke, Kansai Region, Isuwa City. God, recently it's been nothing but fights between gangsters and thugs and the like. Can't help it if it makes me hungry. And we see this blown up dude. BMI hero, Fat Gum. That's the deal here. So the hero agencies here want some peeps back in brute force. You're plumb perfect for the job, Red Riot. Shops, Crab Clown, Okonomiyaki. Glad to be of service, sir. Fourth Kind wasn't taking applications, so thank you so much for picking me up. Yue High Senior Big 3, Amajiki Tamaki. Okay, so Sun Eater was Tamaki. I didn't even notice last chapter. If Mirio could have been here, I shudder to think how hard you would have glomped on him. Okay. Now, if Tamaki could just do something about that weak will of his, he'd be a real talent. That's just putting more pressure on me, leading me even lower than before. This is what it's always like. This man scouted me just to harass me. This is power harassment, I tell you. I want to go home. I'm sure he's just encouraging you. That's how I heard it anyway. Fat, come eat here, says this one dude waving. I'll never be as positive and forward-facing as you or Mirio. I'm not all that much either. When everybody was in danger, there was so much I couldn't do. Compared to the rest of my class, I'm not as strong or experienced. That's why I want to fill in the gap so I'm at least able to stand alongside them. That's what we call positive and forward-facing, freshmen. Somebody quick, a fight's broken loose. Speak of the devil, says Fat Gum. Then, signs, Crab Heaven, Hot Slots, Pork Skewers. What kind of morons try to do business on my turf? Damn it, talk about rotten luck. Just when we thought we'd make a name for ourselves here. It's a bunch of guys in suits running. We're splitting up for now, got it? Or no you ain't, says Fat, blocking them. It's Fat. This is bad. We're gonna sink into him. Chew on some of this, Fat, while I sink your enterprise. What the? You ape an edge shot with that quirk, man? And it's this dude, and he does sort of an edge shot type move to get around. And now, tentacles? Okay. What's with you, ya octopus? His fingers turn into tentacles? Such hurtful words. That's not what he meant, senpai. He's just calling it as he sees it. He's not calling you names. And then he nails them with his other hand. So you ain't an octopus then. Sorry about that. It's a clam. Clams are so convenient. They're big on defense. So I make sure to eat some every day. And then he puts a bird-like talon foot on top of him. So either he can transform his body parts into those of animals, or he can transform into parts of things he eats. So if he ate a chicken, a clam, and an octopus recently. Amajiki Tamaki, quirk replication. he can make the properties of what he's eaten reemerge on his body. The wings were unnecessary, and he's chicken wings. Kentucky Fried Chicken, clam shigireni, takoyaki, which is octopus balls. Okay, that's a really interesting quirk. Not sure why the name Sun Eater goes with it, but I guess maybe it's because he's so, sort of, I don't want to say depressing, I'm trying to think of a better word, but you know, he's one of those types of characters. Whoa, wait, right? I should give him another compliment. I suppose I did a decent job of it. That was awesome. You're even used to using your quirk at that speed. Oh, if we're talking skill level, he's already far and beyond pro level, my little Sun Eater. It's just his mentality that won't mature. And then we see people in the background. He's reacting. Oh, we got people watching on. It looks like the guy watching on is actually the one that... He looks like one of the guys in the suits. No, the boss, the gang. I gotta save me up, and he pulls out a gun. Oh no, get down. And then he shoots out one of those darts. Since he got shot by this thing, Mr. Compress's quirk went offline for a bit. Oh, and Sun Eater gets hit. What is this thing? What are you planning to do with it? Tell me. We're going to destroy the way the world works. Ah, so it looks like he's finding a quirk-destroying cure, I guess? I heard All for One exercise power by stealing quirks. I'm going to take his way of doing things and polish it a little. Boss, you've got to run. The routes of my plan are already laid out all across the country, and my preparations are slowly, ever so slowly proceeding according as planned. Yo. Oh. Did, It looks like Kirishima may have jumped in the way and blocked it. Sun Eater, Red Riot. It ricocheted. I'll capture him, sir. Crisis is when a man shows his mettle. Okay. That's really awesome. So it's interesting. If he could find a cure for quirks, then that would suck. If Compress's quirk is gone, then damn. I think it's only temporary, because if it's permanent, then damn, I guess, that's another person the Villain Alliance has lost. They aren't even really directly involved, and we're finding out that they're catching more losses. So I guess that is possible, yes. That is the same spread we've seen before. Okay, now we have 133 give chase Kirishima. Gonna grab some water. Okay, so Sun Eater was it. Oh my god, a hero was shot. It hurts less than I thought. Senpai, are you okay? Friggin' awesome. What's with this piece of junk? Captured by an octopus like me. And then his hand doesn't transform. What? It won't activate. Kirishima runs in. Stay away, asshole. Wait, don't rush. If you go blindly after your prey, you're just gonna get bitten. Sun Eater, if you're okay, I'll leave this area to you. Other heroes should be here soon. Join up with them. I'm fine, but my quirk won't activate, he says. Huh? They have a quirk eraser. Get away, I said, don't follow me. And Kirishima's still chasing the guy. No, you quit running. At the very least, if you're going to help your friend see it through to the end. The hell are you even getting mad about? Shooting someone, then only you getting scared and running is fucking unmanly. It's a dead end, give it up. So damn annoying, and blades start coming out of his arm, it seems. But of course that's not going to do anything, and Kirishima just punches him straight in the face. Red counter. I held back, so just sit there quietly, damn gunner bastard. And then the guy's crying. He's crying. It's not fair. I only pop out 10 centimeter or shorter blades, you know? That's like a cutter knife. So unfair. I just wanted to save my friends. I'm so stupid. But it's so scary. You should praise me for being brave enough to pull the trigger. No way. If you're gonna cry like a scared little baby, then don't be their accomplice in crime. I just wanted to be strong. If I stay around strong people, I thought I could be strong. Well, I get where you're coming from. If I hang with my friends, they'll give me power. People who can be heroes shouldn't thoughtlessly talk like they understand. Then the guy starts screaming. What did you do? Hey, what was that shot? Are you okay? What the hell? He injected something in his neck. Yep, and blades pop out of him like moonfish. What the hell? Well, blades pop out of him like moonfish. Maybe that's incorrect. It's more along the lines of, it may be some sort of, sort of like the level upper from Tawaru, where maybe he injected it and it just made his quirk go on steroid. It's like a steroid for quirks. You've saved us quite a bit of time. These guys are smugglers of illegal drugs and black market items. We've been waiting for a chance to take them in. That thing stopped the activation of my quirk, so that was just one of your wares. Eat shit and die, asswipe, says the criminal. Well, please leave it to the rest of us, and he's up against the wall. Kirishima, fat. I've got a bad feeling about this. And then that dude has skewered his blades all into the surrounding buildings. He powered up right out of nowhere. I've seen it on the news before, a drug that gives quirks a boost. If they're unleashing a drug like this out on the streets, then the word tragedy won't even cut the fallout. Fall back, everyone. Go someplace this guy's blades won't reach you. Kick his ass here and now. Man, he nicked me. Fucker, he's sharper than I am hard. I can't get close to him like this. You were so conceited, you goddamn brat. This is what you get for being so high and mighty about your precious justice. The boss, he told me how they're all saying how the Age of Heroes is going to come crumbling down soon. He said the Age of Outcasts will replace it too. You won't believe what a high it is. So out of the way, you snot-nosed punk, because it looks like I will be able to save the gang, just like you said. Don't worry about thinking of any tricks to try using your hardness. Instead, focus on just bulldozing your way through. Or so All Might told me, but when I really think about it, I haven't got any moves to compete with you guys. And it's a flashback to him sitting around in the dorms with Bakugo and Kid and Kaminari. Huh? Eh? You've all got mid-range attacks and maneuverability in spades, except Kaminari, I mean, and I haven't got any of that. Ah, says Hanta. Hey, I refuse to keep charging this phone, says Kaminari. I wonder, says Tokoyami. Even now, I've been nothing but lackluster. When you've all become pros, what should I do to keep pace? You're being way more of a downer than I'd ever expect, says Hanta. I'm not whining or anything, I'm just reflecting out loud, reflecting. Forget about keeping pace. Didn't you say you'd be unshakable during the cavalry battle, says Bakugo. And during during the very end at Kamino. If you refuse to go down, it means you're stupidly strong. Raise it higher. More. My body, and he's getting even more, rigid. My heart's tougher. Harder. Become an unyielding wall. Yo, power up time. And all the blades start breaking. The guy is screaming. This is what I reached at our intensive quirk strengthening sessions. At present, the pinnacle of my quirk. Red Riot Unbreakable. That is the most badass thing that I think I have seen in this series. What hardened was his conviction. That's why he'll never break. Continuing to be my favorite character. Look at how fucking cool that is. And of course 133 end. Ah, God, that is good. Let me grab some water before continuing to read. It was a good chapter. I don't really have any deep thoughts, I don't think, to say about it, other than this adds a whole new wave of things into the universe. If now we have drugs that strengthen quirks, like I said, similar, it's like the level upper from Tawaru, essentially, and also drugs that nullify them. At least I'm assuming temporarily. I don't think they're permanently gone. The hell is that sound? His whole body. Never surrender, never break. It's grating. His whole body's making a grating noise. The time I can maintain this state is about 30 to 40 seconds. During that time, they'll never take me down. He just looks so fucking cool. Number 134, show your guts, Red Riot. Look over here. I'll blow you away, and heavy concentration, and he just makes blades fly out of his chest. The people behind me haven't gotten away yet. Plus, I'm sure there are still people in the shops. I'll force all this guy's blades at me. I am a steeled man of style and instead of style, and I'll use brute force to overwhelm him. Super move, red gauntlet, and he smashes into him. It was such a great punch stance. It seems similar to a few punches we've seen in One Piece before. Man, he just sends the guy flying. He's so young, but such fury, says the people watching on. No way. And the guy's coughing up blood. Yeah, barely in the time limit. What? Stay away, and the guy starts crying again. He's bawling again like before shooting up that drug. Did the effect wear off? I just wanted to get stronger. Please let me go. I'm just a sorry soul that wanted a little power. No can do. You shot my senpai. I definitely understand how you feel a while back. I care about your story, dumbass. And he shoots his blades into the ground again and propels himself. Damn, I'm an idiot. So trusting. You're way too trusting. I'm saved. I'm running. I'm gonna make it. No way I'm getting caught. And then he runs straight into Fat. Fat Gum. Sorry for the wait. When confronting an enemy, a villain's victory conditions are kill, escape, beat up, etc. As for us, it's just the one. Capture without any victims. Remember that before you leave Red Riot. To suppress villains, you gotta take away their will to fight as quickly as possible. Fat Gum, quirk fat absorption. His body can absorb anything into it. They sink right in, so goopy. Even though I was going full power and somehow beat him, Fat took him down instantly. You saved me there. Thanks a bunch, kiddo. That was really amazing. I've really seriously fallen for you. You were moving to keep him from attacking us, right? It's something y'all don't know unless you watch Heroes for a long time. Against that kind of blade guy, you normally get spooked. You really saved us. That was a magnificent debut, completely different from my debut, says, Fat. You saved all of us. You'll become an incredible hero without a doubt. Thanks. Man, I freaking love Kirishima. A quirk power-up, huh? That kind of drug is the kind that's been banned in Japan. If we look at the short effect duration, it's an inferior type from Asia. If it was from America, it would have lasted 1 to 2 hours. Oh, so they have this. Okay, so this drug exists. In Asia, it is sort of an inferior, like, street manufactured drug. In America, it's either better or it's legal, and it lasts 1 to 2 hours. And in Japan, it's just completely banned. Got it. You really know your stuff. Cool. A while back, I worked with the cops, and we were always watching crooks like that. Fat, there was a discharge, even though it was just a handgun. It broke into pieces because of his quirk. There was no bullet. But this isn't usual heat he was packing. For starters, we'll check out a few things and report back. Ah, I see. Thanks, and sorry for the trouble. Senpai, are you okay? Such a bitter pill. Such a poor showing for a hero's quirk to not work. But more importantly, you had to cover for me. You're the same as Mirio. You're another one of those that shines bright like the sun. If you're gonna say stuff like that, then the senpai who invited me here shines just as much. Yeah, you're also unbelievable. I know about drugs that boost quirks. The idea was originally planned for the salvation of weak quirks. However, a drug that can make quirks completely unusable. I've never heard of such a thing. Man, this doesn't look good. Let's have him examine you at the hospital. I've also got some things I want to look into. For starters, let's head back to the office. Okay, yes sir. So it makes sense that the nullification medicine would have the same sort of time limit kind of problem applied to it as the activation sort of medicine. But also, it feels like if this sort of nullification medicine does exist and they get their hands on it, it's the kind of things that the cops could use to take down villains without having to worry about heroes helping them out as much. So that could actually be something good for the cops, really. But either way, moving along. Your hero name is on the news all over the internet, says Kaminari. You're really on here, that's awesome. And then of course Bakugo's pissed in the background. Tsuyu, Uraraka, it's amazing, your names came up too. Seriously? And we see all the girls looking at their phones. Oh, I'm so happy we're really there. I wonder where they took the picture. And then we see Hagakure in the background, so jealous. Isn't that great? You might even have fans already, like Mount Lady. Provisional license notwithstanding, once you enter the city, you're another hero. You've rendered a splendid service, says Ida. However, studies are the true duty of a student. Sleeping in class is not allowed. You're right, Ida. That's where we show our resolution, right? Yeah, and then we see Izuku and Kirishima in the background. And you were saying your studies are crap. Are you sure that's okay? Says Kaminari. Sensei said he'd prepare supplementary lessons. I should have gone too, but dealing with both seems tough, says Hanta. The learning pace is different from person to person, says Momo. You say some great things. Also, All Might and Mirio-senpai, and also Night-Eye. I know it's a story I still can't be comfortable with. However, at the same time, the thought of that girl was growing inside me day in and day out. Several days later, I wonder when we're going to get to learn what all the other classmates are doing. Midoriya, morning. You're going to day 2? What a coincidence, says Kirishima. I haven't been called for a while, but today they finally did. They told me I don't need my costume, though. Good morning. You two are also today? Says Uradaka and Asui. I like that Asui's part of this, too. Going to the station. I'll see you off. There are a lot of you today. Yay, thank you very much. Thanks much. Everyone's going this way. Kirishima, aren't you in Kansai? They said something like the meeting place is different from usual. Us too. Everyone's got the same station. That really is a coincidence. We're meeting our senpai on site. The streets are the same too? The places we turn to? Yo, the big 3 are all gathered too. What the heck is this? And we see the meeting with all of them. Hey, Torino's there as well, as is Aizawa. And we see this bug-looking guy, and it looks like maybe another sidekick of Fats and another sidekick of, what was her name? Ryukyu's? Grand Torino and Aizawa Sensei. This big crowd. This is crazy. What's going on? Ryukyu. Hey, what is this? What are we doing? You said it was a meeting, but I knew that. What kind of meeting? And she's just jumping all over. You'll see soon. Night-Eye will start it. We'll start it shortly. In that case. And then we see Asui and Uraraka looking at each other. Now we see Night-Eye. Thanks to all of the information you supplied, the investigation has progressed considerably. The heart of the matter draws near. I would like to conduct this conference with you all today to share any acquired information regarding the plans of a small Yakuza organization known as the Eightfold Cleansers. And now we see the 4 students at the end. I like that it's these 4, and I like that we have the heroes. I like that we have heroes like Torino, Aizawa, and the 3 that are the head of things. Then we have the sidekicks like Bubble Girl and the other 2 sidekicks it looks like that are there, and maybe that other bug guy in the background. And then we have the big 3, and then we have the 4 students. So I like that we have all the different power levels mixing and stuff. Okay, I'm gonna try, what time are we at here? 38 minutes. We got plenty of time to read 135 in the special. I was taking my time with those 4, but I was also trying to maybe move a little bit quickly so that I would have time to get to these, you know? Now we have 135, A Distasteful Tale. And we have UA File 12, and it's on Kirishima. Kirishima's hair takes 3 minutes to set. Kirishima's scar. I often forget to draw it. Kirishima's teeth. He goes through toothbrushes at quite the rate. Kirishima's fist. Makes a satisfying sort of thud. The pose of Kirishima. His own special ki stance. Kirishima's whole body. It's hard. Okay. Kirishima, a true man, acts the warrior. Eijiro. Okay. Quirk hardening. When he tenses up and goes all out, his body becomes hard. It's really difficult for him to keep hardening while also needing to move his body at the same time. With his normal everyday level of hardening, he can maintain a full body guard for about 10 minutes. But with the unbreakable form he just busted out, it only lasts 30 to 40 seconds. Once that time is up, a short breather interval must pass so we can pull it up again. So if you're aiming to take him down, you'll want to hit him during that interval and clock him in the chin. The anime is on every Sunday, 5:30. To read viewership. Alright, the hero team assembles. Offices of Sir Night-Eye's second floor. I will explain this step by step, says Night-Eye. and we see Fat, Ryukyu, some fuzzy dude with a visor, some chick with, or maybe it's a guy, I think it might actually be a guy, but they have lock earrings, Aizawa, Torino, some other chick, and some guy with a bone mask, who I think might have been the bug-looking dude I was talking about last week, and maybe it was just hard to see him, and that's why I thought he looked like a bug. There are heroes from all the way, there were heroes all the way from the top of the chart to local minor heroes. Sensei, why are you here? They just suddenly called me here, and we see Aizawa, Uraraka, and Asui. I was asked to join, so I came. It was brief, but I've heard about the situation. I also have a few things to say as well. I'm a little out of the loop here. Eightfold, what's that? Says, Kirishima. They've probably been thinking up something terrible, so it's time for everybody to talk it out. You've also got quite the connection with them, says, Fat. Well then, let's begin. Night Eye Office's sidekick, Bubble Girl. Since about 2 weeks prior, we at the Night Eye offices have been independently observing a certain villain group known as the Eightfold Cleansers. What's the hook? There was an accident involving a thief gang known as the Reservoir Dogs. Okay, I remember that. The police cleaned everything up as just an accident, but there were many points that made no sense, and we began to track them. Okay. I am a sidekick, Centipeter. I have been okay, so this is the buggling guy. I have been conducting the tracking and observation as per the instructions put forth by Night Eye. Night Eye affiliated office's sidekick, Centipeter. Within this 1 year period that I have been investigating, there has been a rapid increase in contact both between members of the underground organization as well as people outside of the group. They appear to be an organization moving with the intent to expand and accumulate funds. Also, shortly after the commencement of investigation, he made contact with one Bubaigawa-Rejin, villain named Twice. Okay, so they know Bubaigawa-Rejin. They know Twice's real identity. They were particularly cautious of being followed, and I was unable to continue tracking them, but here I was able to cooperate with the police. They were able to confirm that during this meeting some kind of skirmish had occurred. Okay, also, I may be forgetting, I think they may have already known Twice's name, because when they first did the raid on the Villain Alliance at Kamino, there was that one scene where they named all of their actual real names. So, it's related to the Villain Alliance. That's why you called me and Tsukauchi, says Gran Torino. Where is Tsukauchi? There was other information from witnesses, so he's checking on that. Listen, boy, I never thought it would come to this. You've been dragged into quite an annoying situation, he says to Izuku. I don't think any part of this is annoying, says Izuku. So, you know each other? Says, Mirio. From my workplace experience. It's the old man who was with All Might at Kamino. Whoa, Midoriya sure knows some amazing people, thinks Kirishima. Continuing on, says Night Eye. We have this kind of process. We wanted to request everyone's cooperation on HN, says, Bubble Girl. You can skip that. Or I guess that'd be HeroNet. You can skip that, says Centipeter. Okay, HN. That's short for the Hero Network. Okay, yeah, says, Nejire, that was her name. It's an internet service that only people with a pro license can use. They say that you can see activity reports and apply for help from heroes with useful quirks nationwide. Hey, even if they're UA students, what's with the brats? Can't talk with them around, says the one with the lock earrings. We're burning daylight just getting to the real issue of what they're plotting. Enough out of you. These two here are super important witnesses, says Fat standing up. The two of us. Enthusiasm smothering, says Sun Eater. Besides, I think there's a ton of people who are meeting for the first time, so it's better to get to it. The name's Fat Gum. Pleasure to meet you all. So round and cute, say the girls. Oh, here's some candy. We have reason to believe that the Eightfold Cleansers have made the dispersal of unlicensed goods part of their livelihood. As such, I have requested help from heroes familiar with that line of work. Oh yeah, Fat was saying something like that, thinks Kirishima. Long ago, we smashed those kind of things to pieces. Then yesterday in Red Riot's debut battle, Tamaki was shot by something new, the likes we ain't never seen. A drug that erases quirks. Erases quirks, they all react. Tamaki, you're okay, right? Yeah, after sleeping it came back. Just look at this splendid cow hoof. So breakfast was beef bowl today. If it recovers, no need to worry, nothing fatal. No, I'll leave that explanation to Eraserhead. It's a bit different from my erasure. That's because I'm not attacking the quirk itself. It's a special mechanism plus alpha is added to a basic human body. That's a quirk. These plus alpha are collectively called the quirk factor. Now we see basic human body plus a tail, and a mechanism to move the tail. Ultimately, it can only temporarily halt that quirk factor. I can't cause damage to it. So he can either make it so he stops their ability to use their quirk. He doesn't stop them from having it. This stops them from having it. Right after Tamaki got shot, we took him to the hospital to get a look-see. That quirk factor had taken damage. Luckily, it recovered naturally and is returned to normal now. The analysis of the thing he was shot with. So, I guess that means that, too much exposure to it will completely get rid of your quirk. That makes sense. There were no other abnormalities in Tamaki's body. It was only the quirk that was attacked. Not a peep from the gang that shot him, the gun's in pieces too. Plus, they didn't have no other bullets in their possession besides the one they fired. However, thanks to Kirishima risking his life to deflect the bullet, we were able to obtain the contents of that one shot. What? I did. That came out of nowhere. I didn't understand any of that, thanks Kirishima. That's an amazing feat, Kirishima. You're so cool, says Uraraka and Asui. Hardening, right? I knew it. It suits you. As for what was inside, something truly sickening came out. It contained human blood and human cells. What? Feels like a story from some other world. In other words, that effect is derived from a person, or a quirk to destroy others' quirks. I'm afraid I've not really been seeing it for a while now, but how is this linked to the cleansers exactly? Okay, I guess that means it's probably that girl then, is they have to use cells from her body to create it. That would tie all that in together. The guy Kirishima captured and the illegal substance he was using, that drug's distribution web's real complicated. It's gotten curtailed heavily nowadays, but it's sold wholesale across all levels by many different people, groups, and organizations. And now we can finally reach the source of it all. There's no evidence the cleansers themselves are dealing the stuff, but there's been contact between them and a middleman organization selling it. That's it. Recall the clash between villain groups that Ryukyu and her team cleaned up a few days ago, says Night-Eye. The boss of one of those gangs was with one of those middleman groups. One of the villains who gigantified only maintained it for a short while. They must have been inferior goods. I guess that of the acts of organized crime that have been on the rise lately, the lion's share seem to be traceable back to the Eightfold Cleansers if you think about them in that light. The connection's still a little hazy, though. It can maybe be construed that we're twisting things in order to make the cleansers the culprit at any cost. I wonder if there's anything more conclusive to clinch the link. The quirk of the Kapo Chisaki is named Overhaul. It's a power that can disassemble and reassemble any target. Okay, so that explains how he was able to kill people with it by taking them apart and able to fuse those people together or whatever. A quirk that can dismantle to destroy and repair at once, along with the bullets that can destroy quirks. Okay, so maybe then he is taking the cells from the girl, then healing her, taking the cells, then healing her. So, and it seems Izuku's been putting all this together. Oh, and Mirio as well is sweating. So they both understand now. Chisaki has a daughter, though one without a birth certificate, so the particulars aren't clear. When these two encountered her, her arms and legs were wrapped in a great many bandages. It can't be, to do something so hideous, says Ryukyu. What do you expect of this world of superhumans? All it takes is the thought, and any son of a bitch can do anything, says Torino. What are you talking about, says Kirishima. Then, Sun Eater looks worried. See, we don't need any damn kids around. Slow on the uptake much? Put it simply, we're saying that they're probably making the bullets out of her body. We don't know if they're trafficking them for profit. At their current stage of development, they're not very close to completion. Be that as it may, if hypothetically they were using them as a testing phase and using them as samples for presentations to gather comrades. There's no definitive proof, however. Say they gathered allies all across the country and amassed the funds. What if the completed bullets could take the quirks themselves and completely eradicate them? Many dark ideas spring to one's mind. Just imagine, and it's gonna make my bowels seethe with rage. Come on, we gotta search their hideout, says Fat. So, you're saying that if these dudes had been able to take the girl under protection, then this whole problem would have been resolved right then and there. I take responsibility for all of it, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't put the blame on them. Even though they didn't know about her predicament, they both tried their best to save her. Midoriya stuck his neck out and tried to protect her there, while Mirio made sure to think ahead in order to secure safety at a sounder juncture. Me, the greatest hero, what a joke, thinks Izuku. Me, save a million, yeah right, thinks Mirio. The ones who are most frustrated here and now are these two. We won't fail you this time, Eri. We'll protect her, they say. Yes, and that will be our goal. The battle to rescue her begins. So I'm thinking, I thought that originally they were going to use Izuku's blood to transform into Izuku and get close to All Might, but there may be something else that they can do with it. What if they end up fusing Izuku's blood and using the One for All that we know is in his DNA in order to affect that and make it so it does permanently erase quirks, and then that's going to lead to some sad scene where somebody gets their quirk erased permanently, and they're going to end up destroying it before it can be spread to more people when they end up defeating the bad guys. So just some predictions, theories there. So yeah, let's read this. How long is this 135.5 thing? Okay. Is it only one page? Yeah, it's only one page. Okay, hang on. Messages in the Koinburi. We'll be designing the kids some original Koinobori as presents. Make your fish flags speak to the message you each want to send through them. This one urges you to be tough stuff, just like All Might, says Izuku, making what looks like All Might. Wow, so cool. This one's all about being breezy, bright, and brimming with cheer, says Uraraka, making a pink fish one. Wow, so cute. This is what you do to villains, kids. And then there's just this burning fish that's Katsuki's. That's just scary, and the kids are crying. Katsuki is great. Alright, so that's it this week, and then next week, of course, we'll catch up, I guess, 36, 37, 38, and 39. One before each of those, of course. So yeah, either way, hope you enjoyed the video. Like if you did like it, and comment down there. Tell me what you thought of these 5 chapters and my thoughts on them. Subscribe, I suppose, for more, both anime and manga of Boku no Hero Academia, plus tons of others. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff with the channel, and that is it. So thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you all next time.